This is Rich and Charlie again with the Light to My Path coaching series, moving into exercise 5 today, a vision of your future. Scripture that we've selected for this is Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. So He has plans for us. He knows what they are. They're to prosper us, they're not to harm us, they're to give us hope and to give us a future. Exactly. So when we're talking about a vision of your future, I think we got some really good biblical foundations to move down this path.
Exactly. Thank you, Rich, for that. You know, one of the things that we also want you to think about is whatever you're wanting to achieve and accomplish, your goals in life, they may not necessarily come in your time, because the Lord really has a master plan. It is my opinion, and probably the opinion of many, that every single human being on this earth that God created has got a book already written, just like this book. And I don't necessarily want to know the future. I want to live each day to the best of my ability, and we'd be the first to say that we're working on all this in improving our lives on our daily journey, and asking the Lord just to guide us and to give us wisdom, discernment, patience, and just to help us along our journey.
Boy, that's something to think about, and I agree, and God knows our future. We don't know it. That's why we need to be obedient and abide in Him and make the right choices. So when we talk about a vision, we're talking about an image of our future desired state. You know, it's where you want to be 5, 10, 15 years. What does it look like? What are you doing? Who are you with? The most successful people actually have been and are visionaries, and they put their plans into practice. Bible talks about without vision, people perish, and a vision will take you places you normally would not go without having that vision. You talked about people that go through life rudderless, back and forth, and that's also written about in the Bible, about being tossed to and fro without a rudder. By taking our current state, the coat of arms, by establishing a future vision, now we have a context to build action plans to the future. And there's so many biblical references we have on page 100 that talks about this, delighting in the Lord, the desires of our heart, the plans He has for us, seeking His kingdom first, and everything gets brought upon us. It's very uplifting, it's very full of hope, but at the same time, we have a part in it. We have to actually engage with God for that future vision, that plan He has for us, or we might miss it totally. There's scores of people that miss their plan and their blessings because they have not taken the time to plug into what God has for them.
Exactly. Thank you, Rich. And one of the other things we want you to think about, the Lord has given us, has given you, gives everyone a message. And if we're tuned with our intuitive sense to these messages, it'll become a little more clear. All too often, people may miss the message that the Lord is trying to send to you because we're not paying attention. When you have an intuitive feeling, when you have a gut feeling about something in life, perhaps that's a message from above. Perhaps that's a message that the Lord is trying to convey to you. So we really have to discern and keep our spirit open for these messages.
That's right. Thank you, Charlie. So just like with the coat of arms, we're going to document our future vision. On page 104 is an example of a future vision. We call it a vision board sometimes. Again, we have a template that's on a couple pages over on page 106, but we would recommend a poster-sized paper. On this one, we recommend getting creative with colors and shapes. You can cut out things out of magazines. Some people use glitter, you know. A lot of the women really get into this and make them really beautiful. But we want words, we want pictures, we want shapes, we want feelings and emotions. So in order to actually get into this, we ask you to sit down and say a prayer for God to just help free your mind so you can just start dreaming of a future vision. We want you to sit down and and close your eyes and relax, and just think about what it might be like with the goals and plans you have 5, 10, 15 years out in the future. What does it look like? Who are you with? You might be with a family out on a picnic. You might be playing with the kids. You have a career, a job. Reference the life wheel again for all those areas of your life, and then we want you to engage all of your senses in this exercise. Is the sun shining? Is it warm on your skin? Are there different smells of flowers or foods? And what does it feel like? Is there water there? Is there grass? We really want you to experience fully what your future vision could be like. And by doing this, it's going to enable you to really set the context to be able to set some really clear goals.
Exactly. Thank you, Rich. One of the other things about a vision, it has been said, and you may have said it, and if not, the first time I heard it, I had to think about it a little bit. And when you think about the future, and when you think about your vision of that future, the Lord sends you messages. The Lord has given you skills, talents, and abilities and capabilities in order to reach what it is you want, but you have to do your part. Rich just mentioned that. You have to have faith, and you have to believe that if someone else has accomplished their goals and their dreams, then it's possible for you too. And I'd like to personally ask you, not necessarily to declare something in the future, but just ask yourself, is it possible? Is it possible that I can accomplish that? Is it possible? If someone else has done it, then it is possible.
Right.
But ask the Lord to guide you, and if the Lord's vision for you matches your future, then you'll have it.
Yeah. And I'd like to point out, Charlie, when we use the word vision, we're not talking about some type of mystical visioning or channeling anything. We're talking about tangible vision. Could be another word for beginning to think about what your goals might be. So you'd like to provide for your family. So we're just actually saying paint a picture of what it might look like. Your family's together, they're healthy, they're happy, you're getting along, you're playing, you're involved in ministry, you might be doing some mission work, you have a home, you might have a dog and 2.3 children. We're actually talking about painting a picture of the future, not some kind of hocus pocus mystical visioning that other people might think it is.
Exactly. Thank you, Rich. And one other thing that I'd like to add before we move forward is that your future can be short-term, intermediate, and long-term. So think about that as you're looking at the life wheel and referencing that as you craft your vision board. Every successful person that I know of and have read about has had a vision board. If you cannot see something clearly in your mind's eye, then it won't happen. If you cannot see it, it will not happen. But once you visualize that future state and you throw that energy out into the universe, because really at a molecular level, everything is energy. When we speak, we're throwing out energy into the world. And so, as a man thinketh, so is he. So when I think about not only current state, but future as I'm transitioning out, you really have the power, and the Lord can help you make that power come to fruition and that future state come to fruition.
That's right. Some of the scriptures, Charlie, to help out Matthew 6:21, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So think about what those treasures are for you, family, friends, being close to the Lord. Seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these will be given you. So your future vision would include His kingdom, His righteousness. Says this also comes from the Lord Almighty, whose plan is wonderful, whose wisdom is magnificent. So I would have wisdom in my future, and I would have a lot of Bible study, Bible reading, a church, a really good church that teaches the Bible, and those types of things. So
exactly.
It's really, what everybody, I think, wants, but they might not ever have thought about it, thought about what would that look like on a picture, or in a painting. And this is the opportunity now to get that down. It totally complements from your coat of arms where you are now, because this is just going into the future and saying, where would you like to be for yourself and your family?
Exactly. One of the other things that there is a price in life for everything. So what price are you willing to pay for that future state? Because success is not going to come down from the sky and hit you in the head. You're going to have to work for it. And so there's always a price to pay, but the reward will be great. The
That's
reward
right.
will be there.
So you'll balance the life will. You put God first, faith, spirituality first, which is the key leverage point, and then God will open up those doors. He'll bless you within your gifts and talents, as you abide in Him, and give us what we need so that we can stay close to Him. He won't give us anything that's going to draw us away from Him. If we're staying close to Him, He knows what we need. He knows what our temptations are and what our weaknesses are. And He's not going to give us, even if we ask for it, if we're close to Him, He's not going to set us up and hurt us. Because remember, He doesn't want to hurt us. He wants us to prosper.
Right.
So that's going to be with how He designed us and what we're able to handle. We're not going to have any more than we can handle that's going to destroy us and those around us if we abide in Him.
Exactly.
So thanks,
Very
Charlie. Go ahead, take your time, read the reflection, do the journaling, and when you come back, we'll get into the next exercise.
More to come.
Bye.